Sorry, we're doing a hybrid of to figure out how we get on Zoom as well, and we're going to be recording this. So, good morning, everyone. I'm Andrea Perdomo Morales. I am with Vibrant Health, but today I am here as a co-chair of Communities Concerned for Immigrants and Refugees, and we're very excited that all of you were able to make it out to this event to kick off Welcoming Week. So our partnership, Communities Concerned for Immigrants and Refugees, is funded by the Reach Healthcare Foundation. They made all of this work possible about 5 years ago. So we're excited that we're able to continue this work and making sure that the voices and the needs of immigrants and refugees continue to be lifted in our greater Kansas City network. So very happy to see everyone here, and thank you for all of those joining online as well. We are kicking off Welcoming Week, as I mentioned, and so we have a couple of exciting things coming up. You guys have all taken your picture, those that are here, with holding your welcoming signs, and we really want to encourage you to make sure to take some back to your organizations, and we would love to have people take selfies or take group photos, and then please post them on our Facebook page. And that's Immigrants and Refugees KC. That's also right in front of you on these little cardstocks. You can also get on our Twitter as well. And our website. And we do have a new launch of our website coming up. We'll send that information out when we send the recording of this session this morning. So with Welcoming Week, that's really a national way to make sure that voices of immigrants and refugees continue to be heard and looked at and really celebrated. And so we're excited that we get to be a part of that, along with our partners of Welcoming KC, that it's through the Greater Kansas City Chamber of Commerce and with Reach's funding as well. So this morning, as part of CCIR, we are really wanting to continue to move forward with building a network within the Greater Kansas City area. And part of that is we found a platform, Slack, that many of you might be familiar with, and we want to use that as an opportunity for all of us that are doing this important work with immigrants and refugees to be able to post events, to be able to post questions. You know, hey, I have this situation. How has anybody encountered this before? We want to build that community so it is your go-to place for immigrant and refugee questions and concerns, or just, you know, what are people doing around this area? So we are fortunate enough to have Estuardo Garcia with us, who has been working as a contractor with Communities Concerned for Immigrants and Refugees for the last 1.5 years, 2 years, maybe now. Could be
maybe 3 years.
3 years. Okay, well, COVID time makes things fly. So Estuardo is very skilled in the area of marketing and communications, so he has helped us to launch this Slack. So he is going to walk us through how do we get on Slack and start building that community. And I would love to see you guys contribute to Slack today so that we can keep the momentum going. And then remember it in the future. There's an app, but there's also a website that you can use. So it's pretty accessible, and would love to see you guys on there so that we can all continue networking when we're not at CCIR events, because there's so much important work that is going on. So before I hand it over to Estuardo, I just wanted to also say thank you to Donna Devine, who's in the back of the room, who has helped to coordinate all of the logistics for today's presentation. And she has been working tirelessly behind the scenes, just making sure that our upcoming forums are on track and that all of the logistics are taken care of. So with that, I will turn it over to Estuardo to lead us through the Slack. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear this now? Can you guys hear me anyway? Okay. I can't hear me, so. This will just be kind of like a, who's familiar with Slack? Okay. This might be some rudimentary stuff for you, but for everyone else, I kind of created this Slack 101 kind of presentation just for, just to give you just a quick overview of the program, why we're using it, and how this could be beneficial for the network. So kind of as Andrea was already pointing out, we had been talking for a while of trying to figure out a platform to bring everyone in the networks and the community together who work with our families and our neighbors, our immigrant families and neighbors, as a way of sharing resources, as a way of sharing events, sharing stories, sharing knowledge. And we're trying to figure out a way to do this that is accessible, cost-effective, and something that we know has worked before. So after some discussion, we decided to go with Slack. And I think one of the reasons that we wanted to do something like Slack as opposed to email is just because sometimes emails can get really, when you're dealing with a lot of information, a lot of situations, a lot of people, it can get really cluttered. And that's kind of where Slack comes in. So got a quick little video here. Oh, it's not playing sound. How do you do that?
There we go. We have the expert in the room. Yeah. Okay, this is connected.
So yeah, the output says, okay. Let me make sure I have the right output. Oh, my sound is down. And
what is Slack? We ask ourselves that every day. And when you know, we have an answer. Slack is a messaging app for business, yet it's also so much more. It's your company's home for everyone and everything. Your digital HQ. Slack is made up of organized spaces for anything you're working on. So you can move a project forward way faster. Share ideas, set deadlines, and make decisions together in a dedicated space. It's productivity on your own terms, giving you flexibility to work the way you work best. So you can collaborate live, online, find information across your company online, or create some focus. And it's a place to connect with everyone you work with, inside and outside your company. So you can bring together the right people with the right contacts, and everyone can stay up to date. People do their best work when they have a place to work together. That place is Slack.
I also just realized that I forgot to share my screen with people on Zoom. You'd think after 2 years you'd figure out how to do all this stuff, but we'll get there eventually. So kind of like in the video, one of the reasons Slack is kind of nicer compared to email is like you're able to, one of the things that I really enjoy is like we created these channels so you can really divide the conversations into like specific areas. So if you're talking about services or talking about events, you have these specific channels dedicated to those conversations. What's also nice is all of those conversations and all of those threads are then searchable. So if you couldn't remember, and like you can search for emails, but sometimes like it's searching for a text thread and like, 20 pages worth of emails, like everyone has their signatures and everything, can be kind of convoluted. But with Slack, you're able to much easier find in the search exactly the information that you're looking for. And other things that you can do is you can tag specific people. If you're having a conversation and you want someone to see it, you can just tag them in the conversation, and then they'll get a notification that they were that something's for them in one of the specific threads that we have built. And it's also, if it's something that you that this group likes, you can adopt it in your organizations And then we can tie the two different organizations together via Slack, so you can continue those communications in the CCIR space, but then also within your workspaces. So kind of that cross collaboration. So this is just a quick snapshot of the CCIR Slack channel. So it's pretty bare bones now, because one of the things that we also want to do is kind of let the community guide us into how you guys want to use it. So we have some specific channels already set up, and we have some moderators already set up just to kind of like referee things as we get going. But we hope that as people begin to use this channel and this service, it'll kind of grow and expand to meet the needs of the network. And then I have another quick little video.
Welcome to Slack, a messaging app for business. Let's take a quick tour, starting with a channel. A channel is a dedicated space for a topic, project, or team, where you can see message history, so it's easy to get up to speed. Add files to a channel so they stay together with the conversation, and record video or audio clips that your teammates can play at any time. Fewer meetings? Sign us up. You can also respond quickly to messages with emoji reactions and use mentions to get the attention of specific people. Keep work moving forward. Notifications in your sidebar make it clear where your attention is needed and where there's new activity. You'll see a badge when someone mentions you or sends you a direct message, and conversation names appear bold when there are unread messages. To write messages for any conversation, you can use the compose button, and whenever it's easier to talk than type, just start a huddle so anyone in the conversation can drop into chat. There you have it, a quick start guide to Slack. If you need help or more information, visit slack.com/help.
So I wanted to see if we can, maybe for those who are interested, maybe we could just do an overview of actually using the Slack. So I have the link there for anyone who wants to just jump on real quick to take a look at the service, and then we'll go through, I'll guide you through some of the information on there. So it might just take a moment for anyone who wants to check it out. Right. And let me load it up here so we can. Notes. Okay. So as you can see over here on the left-hand side, these are all the different channels, the different communication channels that we have set up. You all who join now will be able to see kind of these public communication channels. We have set up, CCR has one just specifically for Vibrant Health Advisors, so that one's locked, so you may not be able to see that. But you should be able to see all the other ones over here. Again, we can flesh out these channels a little bit more once we better understand the need and the desire of this network. So you guys can help us guide that work. What else is over here on the left-hand side? Starting kind of at the top is this is kind of like where you start all of your communications, you can have, you can either go directly to a channel and write a message here. I'll say in the general, I'll just say hello. And it appears there, but you can also compose your message here. Just below there, one of the nice things is that you can also do direct messages to different people. So there's a direct message tab. And if you send someone a direct message, who can I send one? You're the first one to join, so I'm gonna say hello to you. Yeah, you should be able to see the notification, like whenever you get a message that something just came across, and that you have a new message from someone. Was everyone able to sign in? I should have checked that first. Yeah. I'm not a teacher by trade, so I will just bulldoze through this presentation.
It's okay.
Okay.
You're just I keep getting notifications. Like my connection is strong, so it's just taking a little.
Okay.
But I signed out here. Yeah, I signed on to the Wi-Fi. See what happens.
Okay. Was everyone else able to sign in? Okay.
Is that what this QR code is for?
No, that's for the website. Yeah. You can also find the channel by going to ccirkc.slack.com.
I am.
There you go. And see, and yeah, and then you get a notification here on the left-hand side that I have a new message. Let me go through my notes here. Oh yeah. And kind of similar to other like almost like texting as well. Like you can add reactions to like, you know, new people joining, new messages, you can add little reactions there to it. Or you can do things like if you want to let people know that you saw the message, or you want them to see something, you can either reply to them or react to it. So if we started a network, a conversation, we can continue this conversation within my hello. And then you can see with that new posting, we started a thread. So if you had let's say you had some information to share, or you had a question about maybe a family were looking for resources, you can start putting all of those conversations in that specific question as a reply. And I don't know why it's not showing it. View thread. Oh, it's over here on the right-hand side. Let's see what else here. And also when you're writing messages, you can, when I was talking about dimensions, if you want someone to see something specifically, you can just hit the @ sign and either type in their name completely, or you can just scroll through. And then when you tag someone with the @ symbol, like they'll get a notification. And so like if you have it on your phone, you'll get a little notification that someone has mentioned you in a conversation. Let me see here. Channels. Oh yeah, similar to emails as well, as you can add attachments. For example, let me just I will put this PowerPoint presentation into Slack. Where's my Slack? So similar to emails, you can just drag and drop files. I don't remember if there is a specific file size for uploading things, but there might be. Let's see. Let's add files for messages. Yeah. Yeah, so again, like this is something, since this is new and we want the network's input into it, if there's a specific channel that you all see is lacking, like there's like maybe you just want conversations just for people in the Northeast, right? And then you can create the channel. We can add people. I'm just gonna use Andre as my guinea pig here. And so then we'll have this new channel and we can invite the people in the network right now, whoever it's appropriate for that. And then we could just have conversations about, you know, things that are happening in the Northeast, for example. So
People who are not listed, just go there and see, I wonder what's going on in the Northeast.
I think you should just be able to, because these are all public. And I don't think, because they're public, I think you can just join the channel. These private ones, like the health advisors, you have to have an invite to. But for a lot of the public ones, you can just join whichever channels that you feel are appropriate to the work that you're doing.
Sorry, I'm just a your citizen.
No.
So anyone in this room who had an event at their agency or with their organization, then it's like going to community events and post their event related to immigrants and refugees.
Yeah.
And then anyone else who walked in, opened up, they could say, oh, I want to see what events are going on.
Yep.
Check that out.
Yep. So it'd be kind of, it's a nice way to like, yeah, definitely advertise any of the work that's being done, or if you want to, or like maybe you need some help, maybe you post your event and just say, hey, we need some volunteers, and just give some information on there. But again, like the idea was, we would like this to be a resource for everyone to check on a pretty regular basis and have those conversations going, because especially when we straddle, when the work is being done, straddling the different state lines, it's just kind of a nice place to have a centralized location, because a lot of the work is pretty similar. A lot of the families might be facing pretty similar situations. So let's all help each other, help our neighbors. Let me go back to my notes. Message fields. I have a checklist of things I'm supposed to talk about here. Write messages, emojis, you get that. Oh, deleting messages. Let's say we're tired of so many hellos. You can just go over here. There's a lot more options into things that you can do with your messages. Let's say, I'll show you how to pin things. Like we're going to pin this to the top, so then everyone who comes in will see like, oh, I want to download this presentation on Slack. It'll be at the top of the board. But if there's something that no longer applies, or maybe the event is over, or maybe the event was canceled, you can just go in there and just delete it.
Will they delete it for a certain amount of time?
So we did pay, we're not paying for this version of Slack as just kind of the test. So after, I think it's 100,000 messages, it'll start deleting from oldest to newest. If we decide that this is something that is very useful and that we want to keep, we can pay for it and it'll archive all of the messages. Format messages. You can also go in and edit a message, like it's, say you have a typo. Or add more information. You can go back in those three little dots and go in there and change things. And you can do some like pretty basic formatting. Similar to you could in like an email. Let's see, formatting. You can filter everything by, if you just want to go straight to all the messages that you want to read, just filter by unreads and they'll show up. Everything where there's like a bold white has new messages or new information, so you know which channels are active with the bold white letters. Oh, and the search. And then at the very top, I think this is for me, having used Slack is one of the most useful, is just being able to search either messages, search people, or search by topic, and then it'll pull up all the relevant direct messages or all the relevant message threads in the channels that have those keywords.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Most of my team is like city.
Mhm.
Can I still tell them, have them because they would still share events, or do you want to keep it Kansas City?
I would still add them, and maybe if they, again, it's like one of those things where if you started a Slack for your organization, we can go in there and I forget exactly how you can do it, but there's the ways that we can connect it. So you can even just message CCIR and it'll post over there. But we can talk about that one if you guys want to do it that way.
I'm gonna give them this information.
Okay.
See what-
And you can download this presentation. I'm gonna put some notes on there too. That was the end of my checklist of things to cover. So I'm available for any other questions right now. Yes.
For her, it's signed her on a different channel, like adding something.
Okay.
And we can.
Were you on Slack before?
Here's no more.
Oh.
So on the welcoming week, they were gonna have this stuff on the welcoming week. It has been tweaked. And so,
Oh, they probably are.
so they're all these digital files.
They
They're not gonna
have
be-
the crazy round.
They're,
Like,
and for
I mean, like, I'm not writing my email, like, and you know what, just thinking about that, they.
You're gonna get on Google or you take it out.
Essentially.
Yeah. Because I forgot they showed like. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I said to our.
Google.
Yeah, so they're good. They participate, and so you-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. None of the,
It might be. No, it's my little. No. Let me find these. I'm not on Instagram a lot, but I follow. Nisha breaks them. I'm gonna leave it up.
because we had, we should like send you guys. We have an Instagram. That we share events.
Let me. Please send me an email.
Again, it's just there and all this stuff. But it does, you know.
Oh, and I think also, because Garcia is the. She's going.
Tell me her name, Lindsay.
I don't know if she's on.
I'll watch another one.
Yep, I'll,
Anyone else have any other issues?
No.
I'm sure we will in the future, but right now, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
You know how that is, when teachers not right there, that's when we have our struggle.
Well, I'll even just add a Slack channel for just Slack help, so you can go in there
That'd be good.
and invite everyone to
We
that.
need it.
So that is the Slack 101. I'll send out an email with this information to all the attendees.
No, it's sharing service.
Soon, as soon as we get the new website up.
We have your. We'd like to see everyone post something about your organization or event to start getting the momentum going, so that we have things on there. So when people check it out, they go, oh, Samuel Rogers has done something, or TSOS has, is having something going. Or the library can put all their citizenship classes on there, or whatever events you have for immigrants and refugees in addition to that. So challenge you to put something on.
Or like, and not just events, but like sharing news or sharing like other resources.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Questions, that kind of thing, so.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I visited
It's an easy way to connect.
you were saying, well, I want to know where I can get information on this. You can post that on there, and then other people who get on can say, oh, well, we're looking for people who want the information we have to give. So, that'd be a great venue.
Yes, well, thank you all so much for coming this morning. We appreciate you taking your time to be here with us, and we will see you on Slack. And then we also have some other events, in-person forums coming up. The next one in October, so we'll be sending out more information on that. So thank you all very much. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you.